Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. It's episode 5 of Cryptid Convo, where we talk about all things supernatural. Sorry if I sound tired or whatever today. I've barely slept. So today I'll be talking about the Mogollon monster. Again, this is a little shorter of an episode because this there's not much about it. But yeah, so let's dive in. The Mogollon monster is a cryptid that dwells in central and eastern Arizona, around, you guessed it, the Mogollon Ring. The cryptid is mostly described as being the Arizona version of Bigfoot. Yeah, that's what we're talking about today. The monster is said to be a bipedal humanoid figure that's over 7 feet tall. What's with all these creatures and being massive? Literally, most monsters would probably actually be super small or whatever, but go off, I guess. The eyes of the creature are said to be wild red, kind of like Mothman. Its hair is black to reddish brown and long, although the hair isn't on its chest, face, hands, or feet. There's also a smell that it's described as having. It's disgusting. And it said that it smells like, quote, dead fish, a skunk with a bad body odor, decaying peat moss, and the musk of a snapping turtle, unquote. I hope that I never have to smell anything that is remotely as bad as whatever I just read. The monster is said to have a very long stride. No duh, it's 7 feet tall. And it can leave footprints that are 22 inches long. They have a deafening scream that people say sounds like no other creature. When people recall their encounters, they said that there is a silence prior to them seeing the actual creature. And now for encounters and sightings. That was almost like ASMR. I'll never do that again. There are sightings all over Arizona from along the Mogollon Rim, given its name, Prescott to North Williams, southeast to Alpine, south to Clifton, and northwest back to Prescott. There's little ovals that people see it in. There's maps of that stuff. There have been sightings of an ape-like creature dating back all the way into the 1800s. But in 1903, there was the first ever actually recorded report of the monster. It was documented in that year's edition of the Arizona Republican. I.W. Stevens said that he has seen the creature along the Grand Canyon. This time, it was said to have white hair and a matted beard. It might have been a homeless person. I'm just going to say that straight out. It was also said that the creature had long claws that were 2 inches long. Claws, nails, same thing. As Stevens got closer, he said that there was gray fur along it and that it was drinking the blood of 2 cougars. Just let that sit. When Stevens got too close, it threatened him with a club and screamed. Now, if this actually happened, I would be freaked too. This wild monster that I had just seen drinking cougar's blood and then it went to attack me, yeah, I'd think I'm a dead man. Even if it was just a homeless man, that's kind of scary. Just some random frazzled person screaming at me, I'd run. Another sighting is in the mid-1940s and was recounted by cryptozoologist Don Davis. He wasn't actually a cryptozoologist at the time. He was 14, became that later in life. He was on a Boy Scout trip near Payson. He said that, quote, the creature was huge. Its eyes were deep set and hard to see, but they seemed expressionless. His face seemed pretty much devoid of hair, but there seemed to be hair along the sides of his face. His chest, shoulders, and arms were massive, especially the upper arms, easily upwards of 6 inches in diameter. I could see that he was pretty hairy, but didn't observe really how thick the body hair was, unquote. This man got a very long description. I had to cut some of it out because I was like, that's too much, I'm sorry. This seems to have matched the description that was written by Stevens, and with about 40 years between them, it's pretty unlikely that 2 men met up and said to each other, wouldn't it be fun if we tricked our entire state? Especially since one of them was only 14. A woman named Marjorie, I'm sorry, Grimes, a White River resident, said that she had seen the creature many times between 1982 and 2004. This time it was described as having black fur, but it was still tall and walked in big strides. There was also a group of people on the Fort Apache Indian reservation that claimed that they saw the creature. In 2014, a woman that was hiking said that she saw an odd-looking creature drinking from a river near the Canyon Point Trail. She went to take a photo, but I guess the creature had some super hearing or whatever, and they heard her rummaging through her bag because they just locked eyes like some trashy rom-com, and the thing bolted off into the woods. Lady freaking screamed. With the account, it really seems like this cryptid hates people. Rather just sip on cougar blood in the woods away from civilization. At this point, can you blame it though? Time to crush hopes and dreams. The scientific opinions. Stan Linsett of Northern Arizona University completely dismisses any idea of a large humanoid creature. He said that, quote, "I put that in the category of mythology that can certainly make our culture interesting, but has nothing to do with science," unquote. I call false on that one, sorry. Sure, mythology is supposed to be all mythical and that, but at the same time, if so many people believe in something, what if it just becomes real? Remember that episode of Supernatural with the murder house, and there was the creature called a topo or whatever. There, I explained every single cryptid in one stupid reference. Back to science. The scientific community obviously says that it's all hoaxes and misidentification. It could be grizzly bears, black bears, mountain lions, or elk. I don't know what elk is drinking on cougar's blood. I'm really caught up on the fact that because that's crazy. It's like the red wine of cryptids. Of course, it appears a ton in local legend, and kids and adults love to scare each other with stories of the thing. What's really funny is that there's a song named after it, which is wild. There's also a 100-mile trail race that is also named after the cryptid. So a lot like the Mothman, people are getting their money's worth of this. Next segment. There's a book out there called The Mogollon Monster, Arizona's Bigfoot. They're really not hiding that, by Susan Farnsworth. It's basically a collection of stories about the creature, and it's only 112 pages long, so it's not that bad. She also wrote another book with Mitchell? Yeah, called More Mogollon Monster, Arizona's Bigfoot. This book tells even more tales from the locals, but it also has field research in it. So if you are scientific, you want some true explanation, yeah, read that one. They're literally those are the two books that I could find. All the documentaries, terrible ratings, wouldn't recommend. So I didn't do any interviews this time because I'm lazy and my phone just went off again. And I don't feel like it's that important. I wrote the script late. Okay, so my thoughts. Honestly, I could get behind this one. For sure, is just the Arizona version of Bigfoot. The thing just was waltzing into the state, and people were like, "Oh, we can make our own monster." Yeah, Bigfoot seems kind of probable. So why wouldn't this one be? So that concludes this episode of Cryptid Convo. If you'd like to, make sure to subscribe down below and comment what cryptid or other creature you want to see, and I'll make sure to look into it. That's all for today, guys. Stay spooky, and goodbye.